If it was a gymnast, it would never win.
Yeah,
Like,
unless its only event was the
standing like a stick.
floor exercise. I don't know, because all they do is just run across a floor and do a bunch of flips in the air. I'm downplaying gymnastics. Like Olympic level gymnastics is like the craziest thing that any one person could do. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Brute Demon Hunter, a lot of it. 100+ wins worth on my trek to 1,000 wins with Demon Hunter, which is, let's see, Brute Demon Hunter. I got about 100 wins. That's roughly 400 games of Brute Demon Hunter.
I wonder where that was going. Amazing, yeah.
So, and there's like certain cards in the metagame that it just doesn't beat. Far Watch Post, Mogushan Watch Post, Cult Neophyte, itself.
Yeah, anything with a number on the bottom.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I climbed with Druid this month for the first day, and the watch posting, honestly, I cannot stress enough how much you just play watch post and they concede. It's hilarious. They can't remove it. They can't deal with it. It doesn't. It's just amazing. It just kills the deck stone dead. Mm-hmm. It stops their draw. They don't have removal anyway. Their biggest minion they can play is a 1/3. So they have to get like Fury or Chaos Strike, and otherwise the watch post just solos. And if they don't kill it in one turn, you just put a taunt in the way, and then it's there forever.
Yep. Another card that it loses to, Water Elemental.
Yep, straight up, done, solo.
Or Oasis Ally. I love the choice from McBanterFace. From the want thief, he had Ignite, which you don't want because you don't want a card that's just in your deck forever. Potion of Illusion, which a lot of the cards that you're putting back in your hand aren't that great unless it's like a field contact turn and you've already used all those minions, in which case you don't need more minions. And hand space can become an issue at times. So Oasis Ally, not only if you rule out the other two based off that information, it's also just good because a Water Elemental is sick because it shuts off the secondary win condition of the Brute Demon Hunter if they don't find their brutes.
And it's tempting to think the rogue can't deal with brutes. Well, it can't deal with like 3 of them. Yeah, that you just fold up as the rogue. But yeah, your prize plunderers can do a lot of damage, especially in conjunction with a Shadow Step, especially when you know that it's pretty easy to just win the game by killing the first couple of brutes. You can take the time then to just win at your leisure, and the Oasis Ally, like you say, shutting off that other win condition is a big aid there. So sure, McBanterFace will try and win the traditional way, just rifle through the deck and do 32, but is going to interfere massively with DimitriKazov's plans. Talking about interfering massively with plans, this glide can be a nuisance for the rogue.
It can be at times. Just because on average it's putting more cards back in their deck and they're trying to cycle through their deck as fast as possible. But it's going to be very hard to outcast because it's blocked by Alliance Frenzy on one side and it's going to be blocked by at least 2 cards on the other side. And I like the pre-attack into the Octobot. He has no way to really kill it, and it's going to get the attack anyway. This just gives it 1 less discount than if McBanterFace had been able to draw the natural card from his turn.
At least, and sometimes that's actually a real punish if you don't do it now, because occasionally there'll be some sort of interaction with a field contact or a secret passage that just completely ruins you if you leave the Octobot up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely the right thing to do.
So many options.
McBanterFace go to play the Neophyte now to slow. Basically, every time you play a Neophyte, Demon Hunter cries somewhere in the world, but it slows them down by an entire turn. They just can't do their thing very often at all. Every time a Neophyte is played, that applies in this version of the Demon Hunter to the whole game.
Give me that. Not what I want.
and they have no removal to deal with all these bits and pieces. There's already the removal available if you count the dagger for 1 brute. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Dimitri kind of forced to self-glide here, and he's got to dump the coin as well, so he doesn't draw a coin back from his deck. Also, this test for counterspell Netherwind Portal, because there is a secret up on the other side.
Yep.
And doesn't want to draw a Crimson Sigil Runner either.
The other self-glide goes. Double acrobatics reduce is actually probably better than you might think at first glance.
I don't know if he wants to draw with this Sigil Runner, to be honest. Also, the Crimson Sigil Runner being played onto the board last turn also tested for mirror entity in case he draw plus a brute. Which actually the only
turn,
draw.
Right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Just spam all of his cards next turn and repeat the process.
Jeez. He can get a glide.
Because why not?
Oh, he just hit all the draw. What an He hit a Shadow Step. He could just Shadow Step the Gold Neophyte again. Oh my, what in the world?
He's actually got a decision to make, right? I think you're right on the Neophyte. That would be my instinct. But he's also got the Octobot to decide between. Because he's going to have a lot of cards in hand.
It depends on what he hits off this draw. He's going to just dump the draw. Like, not only does this pull stuff out of the deck. Oh, he's not going to go Swindle. Okay.
He's just playing the things.
Oh, devolving?
Oh my. Yeah, it's fine.
Nice and cheap. Yeah, I think Cold Neophyte's just too good here.
It is now.
Yeah. Give it Divine Shield. I mean, this might not even be a Garrote game at this point. This might just be a
win.
I'm just going to kill you with minions kind of game.
Yeah, one thing to be aware of in these games, especially when your opponent has no healing in their deck, is you can just put the Garrotes in there and do 2 with them. Like, just put them in there, and when they come out, they do 2 damage. And not really worry about the spell damage. Just to finish off your opponent.
Stop searching.
Yeah, as we've spoken about previously, Brute Demon Hunter is not really good at changing their game plan. Start dealing damage to them.
Yeah.
It's damage that's there forever.
They don't cope well with it at all.
And if he ends this turn with Fury as a card, that's just more damage that he's going to take from... Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, because he's getting Vanessa'd. Oh.
Yep. And Dimitri can't even attack into a minion because he's narrowed it down to Oasis ally, or at least a possibility of a... Yep, you just Garrote Vanessa and ship the Fury.
Is that a guitar next to the hat?
It's a guitar case.
So many options.
Okay. So, by extrapolation and a bit of assumption, there could be a guitar in it?
Quite possibly.
Okay, cool. I just wondered if the collection of things behind Dimitri is slowly growing. I want to keep an eye on that over the weeks, because I reckon what they'll do eventually, you know those memory test games?
Many options.
They'll just take 2 things away and ask us what's missing, and I want to be there ready when that happens.
All right, McBanterFace, he's got a lamp and 2
paintings. One of which looks very much like...
maybe.
Is it Direwolf? No, it's not Direwolf. What's the name of the wolf?
Link Fox.
Link Fox. Beautiful picture. Pretty sure it's that. Also looks like a scene out of the end of Close Encounters of the Third Kind coming through the door.
I'm actually going to go with Kazakis. It's minions stuff. Yeah, he's good.
Kill my things and I'll play more things.
Though.
Doesn't need it. If he gets board space, he can use it. If he doesn't, he's won anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the only way Dimitri wins here is if he hits brutes right now, and big brutes. And if that happens, McBanterFace can just
trade a thing in.
Trade a thing in and then buff. And
he's got devolving missiles as well.
Yeah.
So many choices.
One more
Something I've been
chance.
impressed with Dimitri actually is how good he is when he does go through the motions like this. He doesn't give up until it's time to give up, ever.
Yeah.
Last time I said that about someone, they gave up straight away. But yeah.
Last chance. Oh, he hit the brute. It's only 2 brutes though. He's real dead.
I mean, he is.
Real dead.
Even if devolving missiles misses one of them, it's 1 in 27 to miss both. But yeah, even if it misses one of them, McBanter's got
let's count.
control.
He trades in a 1 and then has 7, 12, 17, 21, 23, 24 points of damage.
That's more than 10.
Yeah, so even if without the devolving missiles, I think that's still just enough, right?
If it is, that's fine.
Yeah, because he trades in this, then he can Greater Golem. Colt Neophyte. Wait, what? Colt Neophyte goes over the 5 health. Then the 2 attack minions, which are now 4 attack minions.
So no damage is wasted unless he does this.
He could still dagger it.
5, 4, 4. Okay. What? That doesn't need. Leave it alone.
That was 5. Then the 2 4 attack minions go over. Then he's got. Okay, no, this is better. He would have only had. No, that was lethal. That was lethal on board without the dog.
It was.
Whatever.
But
Doesn't matter.
I mean, something I've said over the years, if you're a pro player, or any player, but particularly a pro, because you've got more self-confidence, and you see a lethal, you just do that lethal, right? What he wanted to do was guarantee the missiles didn't do the 1 in 27 I was talking about, so he killed off one of the brutes, he pinged the 1-1, and that meant the missiles was going to massively reduce the other brute. Even in the worst case scenario, it would have been, what, a 4-drop?
Yeah, but there's 4 drops that could have punished him.
Right.
Like Ashtunk Battlelord, which has Taunt Lifesteal.
And he knew it. I mean, you see his face that he's just realised, hang on, I should have just killed my opponent better.
The Thick-Hide Kodo, which has the Death Rattle gain armor. It's gain 5 armor, so it would have been +3 health over the Irebound Brute. There's more too, so, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, where there's a couple, there are usually more. So, but nice work, TJ. McBanterFace did see a way that worked nearly all of the time, but you saw a way that worked all of the time, which is better than nearly all of the time by a bit.
Yeah, there's one more, I think, but I can't think of it right now.
McBanterFace on the Handlock. And...
Oh, Lakari Fellhound.
Which one's the Fellhound? I don't know.
Discard your 2 lowest cost cards. Because that has that. Oh no, that would have been the same. Because that also has 8 health like the brute, so he still would have got through there. I think that's it. It was just 2 punishes, but they're still punishes. So.
Handlock versus brutes. This is where the brutes can shine. This is your
injured
win.
Marauder. It's a 5/10.
That's big. That would have taken 2 more to kill than 8.
So 3 outcomes. All right, move on to the next game.
I did.
Oh, this is the juice right here. Did you mention this? Because this is the juice. Did you say this is the juice?
I did actually. Yeah.
All right, because this is the juice. However, it's front-loaded card draw, which means Colt Neophyte.
Yeah. Into Colt Neophyte. We've seen this play before. Colt Neophyte, Raise Dead, Colt Neophyte. This looks exactly like the match we cast yesterday with Muzzy and Nalgidan.
I think he can wait a turn, though. I think he can tap this turn. You tap next turn, then you could tap the next turn, and you could tap the next turn. You can tap for 3 turns. But just wants to block it, probably because of the sigil.
But it's difficult to block it, right?
Well, he doesn't block it at all
is-
because he could always trade and then hit and then trade. He still completes the quest no matter what, but maybe he was trying to... because with the Sigil Tusk Piercer opener, that's like the opener where you can get the turn 3 brutes.
Right. Yeah.
The answer is
Now, he didn't hit the brute on the double discount, right? Which would have been off of the Sigil. But
he didn't want to risk it, so...
yeah, let's see if... Yeah, and he can't Illidar study Spectral Sight because Illidar studies cost 2. Then Spectral Sight, even with the discount, would cost 2. Can still complete quests, though.
here.
And he's actually going to do
Probably
it...
should, when he's picked up
Yeah.
the route.
Yep, so it's just this, and then you trade away the
Pleasure doing business.
peddler.
So the brute is now a natural 6.
Oh, you dumped the philosophy area. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I love how much you simultaneously love and hate this deck. It's like...
There's never been a deck in Hearthstone that has tickled me in a way that Brute Demon Hunter does. It's like the most frustrating deck, but also the most glorious deck all at the same time, and sometimes even in each individual game. Amazing.
Like, some decks polarize the community, but this deck polarizes individuals.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what do I think of this deck? Yeah, it's kind of good, but it's so bad. Alright, he's going to try and work out the timing on
I'll never stop
these. I don't think he can do it just yet.
No, but Spirit Gel is a great draw because that gives him some upside with Soul Fragments.
I doubt he wants to kill the Neophyte. I don't know, because Raised Dead's scary to him, right?
There's already a Neophyte in the Raised Dead pool.
But you don't want to
Oh.
give them 2. You want to force them to get some garbage back with their other Raised Dead. With their Raised
True.
Dead.
Yeah. This is true.
Kill off this. You want to kill this this tour guide first.
Yeah, I think he can tap first, see what happens.
I think he needs to. The hand's a little bit dry of exciting things to do.
Yeah. You may want to wait till both Neophytes are dead to raise dead, though. That's the thing.
That's why I thought that Dimitri didn't want to kill it, right? So he didn't. It makes it much harder for McBanterFace now. He can raise dead once and keep this sort of soft lock on. And this to me says he's going to raise dead. He just wants to get something back with it. And Dimitri nods at his own amazement because that could have been 2 Neophytes, but now it's a Neophyte and a tour guide, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Almost out of time.
And he has to waste 1 damage.
Also nice.
Muzzle their magic.
Right, well, it's Neophyte after Neophyte.
Yeah, but this is going to be... Brutes ahoy!
Is that what they say? Like the pilot
Never mind.
route.
It's going to be Glides ahoy!
Furies
But now-
ahoy.
Now he's shuffling 3 Brutes back into his deck, though. So... Well, not 3 Brutes, but he's shuffling 2 Brutes back, and then... Oh, no, he's just going to play a Brute. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that
it's
works
just
too.
Bruting. It's Bruting.
Just Bruting all day.
Bruting all day. Yeah, and if you want to soul rend this, then I've got another Brute where that one came from.
McBanterFace's like, I got another Soul Rend. Where that came from?
Yeah, down in the cellars, one at a time. We've seen this before.
Yeah, we've seen... I've seen this movie 100 times,
Yeah.
and it always ends the same. We need a better director here.
Oh, we need a better analogy, right? I know that.
We need a twist.
What's the twist?
I don't know. The Brute.
It was about the
Goes to
brutes
the
you met
cellar
along the way.
alone. But then
There's nobody in the cellar. And he
Stumbles
comes
upon a wardrobe, and then it goes into Narnia. I don't know.
Is that when he gets the lion's friend?
Yeah, that's when the friendly lion.
Muzzle their magic.
Amazing. All right. McBanterFace does manage to hold on to his soul rend.
Yeah.
Dimitri with the second philosophy, so he is able to do some more brooting next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Can he do some more brooting this turn? Not really.
I mean, we're getting past the point where brutes are like game ending, so I mean, this philosophy is not really doing anything anyway. He has one soldier left in the deck, which I don't know if he needs the extra soul fragments from. And I think at any point in this game, if he's going to have to glide, which I'm sure he will, that it might be good just to dump it, but it's 2 mana of his turn, which is rough.
I'll never stop searching.
Right. Still getting that card draw. Just doesn't quite work out. It never does.
If he hits a soul fragment off of either this or the peddler.
Yep, then he can brute.
Wait, no, is this only second quest? Oh no, but it is only the second quest, I think. But the brute was not drawn this turn, so it's not discounting the brute. But he completes second quest, so that's good. That's a positive. Ooh. So he's 1 damage away from completing the second portion of the quest, so tap would do that. He's also starting to get pretty deep into the deck as well. So backfire, a lot of potential upside. There's a Null, there's a Tamsin.
Honestly,
any of the big threats though.
He needs to keep his health total in some sort of check as well here, because Alliance Friendly from where McBanterFace is sat could get quite dangerous quite quickly here. It's time to transition from the amusement of the brutes to the raw power. See what I did there with the roar of the Lion's Frenzy coming into play.
Almost out of time.
McBanter pushed it a bit close on this health total, I feel.
More bones to gnaw.
Yeah. I mean, Kurtrus still isn't completed, so he doesn't have to worry too much.
Sure.
So this will be the first turn where he's not getting a Cult Neophyte down, but I still don't think he should be afraid.
He's also put Dimitri down to 12, by the way, while we're busy looking at what's happening from the aggressive deck into the Handlock. Actually, the Handlock's just threatening lethal next turn.
Yeah, unless he clears or puts brutes, which he can do. The brute thing, not the clear thing.
The answer is
This thing, you can never do the clear thing. I gave up on that observation some time ago. But he can get a couple of brutes down.
Gotta be careful not to overdraw the Kurtrus, though.
Didn't. Gave it a good go.
Now can trade the Viper, Philosophy, drop 3 brutes.
Yup. And then McBanter can go bumpety bump. Soul Rend, you've got no brutes anymore. So Dimitri does have to clear up the null.
Yep. McBanterFace can still go Tamsin Rend though.
Tamsin Rend, there's double drain life Rend as well.
Yeah. Well, it depends on which order he wants to do those things in, how many cards in his deck he actually wants to get rid of. I think he can go Drain Souls last because he actually still has Giants in his deck that he probably wants.
Yeah, he's going to get through his deck, so you might as well burn the minimum. Well, not the minimum, but get yourself down to 10 cards, which is where he wants to be to activate his deck and do the thing the deck does.
He's wrestling with his own thoughts right now.
I think he goes for the drains because, yeah, I think he goes for the drains because the higher health total, literally the better when you're up against just the Lion's Frenzy as an out for your opponent.
Got to worry about a 7/7 next turn as well. Then die the turn after, but next turn he'd be deep enough in his deck to play the Scavenger.
Yes, and then he just starts gaining.
Oh, is he gonna double rend? Oh, okay.
Okay.
So secret option number 3. A lot of healing gone.
That does allow him to quadruple Drain Soul next.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I was looking at like Tamsin Unstable Shadow Bolt, but that would be taking a lot of damage. I like the well, it'd be triple Drain Soul.
The answer is here.
Yeah, that's enough.
He could go quadruple if he wanted to just kill off
He could
Tamsin.
drain the Tamsin, yeah, just for another 3 health, but probably wouldn't do that. But he might.
He can drop a Baron Scavenger at the end of it too to just kind of threaten lethal. Force Dimitri to have to go off that turn. I just like Kurtrus plus 3/4 here. I don't know. From our perspective, that won't work out because it'll just give McBanterFace more targets for these spells, but
Yeah,
his
from
perspective
where
just puts another minion on board that could deal damage next turn.
agree, from where Dimitri's sat, McBanterFace playing double Solven's actually a bit of a scramble. It's like not the usual clear, so I think he might get the false impression just to put a lot of damage on the board. That's fair enough thing to happen. And actually, he can't pick this off with the Drain Souls anyway, so yeah. Actually dodged.
So many possibilities.
McBanter doing the thing that I sometimes struggle to do is, you know, as a professional play is look at the play you want to do and then look at the play you should do and try and get the one you want to do out of your head until the last second.
Kind of like Tamsin Unstable Bolt, the 3/4.
Sure.
That won't work.
Almost out of time.
I don't know. Actually, this is tough. He's going to fit in.
He's going to Bristleback, drop the 2/1 drops, and Drain Soul once by the look of it.
Yeah.
Not Bristleback,
This is better.
Scavengers, that's the word I was trying to
Yeah,
make.
I was telling on the Tamsin, but that's just too much mana to spend, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say. Is you know, it's very easy to do that, and to unthink the thing you've already thought is really hard.
All right, time to go.
Go for it.
He needs 3 mana to play Kane and the Lion's Friendly.
There's the frenzy.
Just needs to make sure that he's has 3 mana left over.
They will never catch me.
Roughly 9 cards so far.
Okay, can equip Lion's Frenzy and then glide again and still have enough mana for Kurtrus, or can acrobatics and then glide.
Ooh.
I think gliding first is probably the best option.
Why didn't he play the sigil there to get rid of it?
That's a good point, actually.
Because now he's redrawn a useless sigil, right? I guess you can just get rid of it again, but that's a card less. I'm not sure.
Now...
Or maybe he needed...
Crimson Sigil Runner, or he loses.
Maybe he was scared of running out of cards in deck, but now he hasn't hit the, continuation.
Yeah, I think you're right with the Sigil there. Let's look at the last cards remaining in his deck. It was Kane, Spectral Sight, Double Jump, Fury. So, yeah, if he dumps the Sigil before the pre-glide, he's 1 card deeper for either Spectral Sight, or he needed 2 more draws plus the Kane. Or 3 more draws plus the Cane. So he would have needed to hit double jump off of that, and then double jump into Spectral Sight, then Spectral Sight into Kane, and that would have been lethal. So yeah, he should have dumped the Sigil. You're right. Cool. Did he dump a Sigil previously?
No, there wasn't. I didn't make that mistake. No, there wasn't a Sigil on the board. At least there wasn't a Sigil symbol on the board. I did check that one.
I'm just being careful here, Neil, because today we've had a track record. Mostly
we need to tiptoe, TJ. We need to tiptoe, but we're tiptoeing quite carefully.
Moral of the story is McBanterFace wins. And it can be very difficult to go off on those turns when you have limited mana, because you have to actually make sure that you're doing everything perfectly because you have to maximize damage. See, I actually only had 17 attacks, so needed 5 more draws. So I don't think he ever gets there.
Maybe he felt he had to leave the Sigil in so he could draw more cards if he did ever get there by getting another glide or something.
There was 1 soul fragment left in the deck as well. So 1 soul fragment picked up, and then he draws double jump, so that's 18. Then double jump, that's 19. Hits Spectral Sight, which is the only outcast card he has left in his deck. That's 21. And then only has 2 mana left. So that would be 24 damage. Do you have damage on board?
Did you count the minion on board? There's the Viper on board.
Oh, yeah, Viper on board. Yeah, so he actually only needed 2 more draws. Yeah, so it was just Spectral Sight. And then into Kane. Or double jump into Spectral Sight into Kane. Or just Kane and Fury. The second Fury. Because I think was the second Fury there? Maybe not.
We don't know about Furies because our deck tracker struggles with the ranked cards for some reason.
Yeah. Unless they're played at rank 1, they don't actually leave the deck tracker because they technically count as different cards than what they started with in the deck. But whatever. DimitriKazov going to move to his own Handlock now. Going to bench the Brute Demon Hunter for the time being. Wise.
Wise? I mean, he's got to play it sometime. Why is he wise?
I don't know.
And Banterman has got to play his Hunter? Yep, Hunter. And he is good with this Hunter. He's played it 11 times this season already, TJ. And he's won with it 8 times and only lost with it 3 times. So he might be considering changing his DJ name to MC HunterFace at this rate, because that's what he does. He plays Hunter and hits people in the face.
Or just McBanterFace Hunter. Just add Hunter onto the end of his tag.
McBanterFace Hunter.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can fit that many characters into a battle tag, but...
I mean, Language Hacker has the most characters possible, that's all I know, because he had to cut some out of Language Hacker, which is why it looks like...
He's hacking your language!
Because it's actually quite cool, because it sounds like he's hacked your language, but actually the only reason is he couldn't fit it on. And so he made some unpronounceable set of words, or letters. Just a jumble of syllables, kind of like how I talk.
Yeah, and he also made the mistake of putting a lowercase L, and in the old font that we used to use for Hearthstone tournaments, there was nothing to differentiate a lowercase L and an I. So... I remember a story where That's Admirable used to think that Language Hacker's name was Ingwage Hacker when we used to cast Espa.
I forgot that, yeah.
Because it was literally a capital I. The same exact font. So, little tidbit of information. All right, let's get going. This matchup, Handlock versus Face Hunter. Handlock does have the amount of healing necessary to get through the onslaught of Hunter. Combine that with like Soul Rend to just all the removal. Usually, I think Handlock can get out of this one unscathed.
Yeah, and it's interesting that he chose to take on the Hunter rather than choosing to take on the Priest. I know there's 2 more decks involved in that decision, but Hunter and Priest kind of do the same thing, but Hunter has a little bit more reach and is a little bit slower on the board. That's the basic distinguishifications. I don't know what word I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, distinguishifications. Yep. I have another language question for you. Why do people use unscathed frequently, but scathed very infrequently?
They use scathing quite a lot. It was like a scathing attack. But he got scathed.
That's literally the first time I've ever heard that.
I mean, yeah, I've heard scathing quite a lot, but I've never really heard he got scathed by his friend or...
Yeah, like, look out, that guy's gonna scathe you. You know, that's literally never something that anybody's... Yeah. It just doesn't happen. But, oh, yes, I got out of that one unscathed. You know, that's pretty common. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. No, this is important.
Yeah, this is way more important than whatever's happening here.
Dimitri having to, obviously, deal with as many minions as possible. We saw yesterday what happened was to Muzzy when he had a chance to remove lots of things and chose to be a bit greedy. Bad things happen to you. If you're playing against aggro and you get greedy, you better be right. And Dimitri not wanting to take that chance.
Yeah. Just wants to get that 2-man out of the way, 3 healing out of the way, get the board clear out of the way. He can find ways to win a different turn, right?
Yes. Yep.
Tough choice here for McBanterFace. Opts to go with the Adorable Infestation just to get some immediacy to his damage portfolio.
There are some words. Yeah,
Whoa!
he does.
Muzzle their magic.
Cool. Ooh. Protecting his board from a possible Soul Rend on 4. Also just making any turn that Dimitri would want to make just that much more awkward.
Decision time. Backfire is so good it will draw Dimitri a lot of stuff. That stuff is likely to help with clearing boards with Soul Rends and such like. But if it didn't happen, it would backfire terribly, hence the name of the card, and he would lose. Or he can just make a Bristleback, which nicely challenges the board, will probably gain him some health, but likely just gets shot by a quick shot or similar. I think he gets scathed either way. He's looking at the Baker, but if he's going to Baker, then he should backfire. Well, then he could backfire first, yeah. I think should's awkward here.
Okay.
Oh, he can Baker raise dead, because he's only got one dead thing?
He doesn't have it. Well, when the Baker dies, then he'd have a dead thing, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So he's got no dead things.
Yeah.
Okay.
0 dead things right now.
I wonder.
Except for himself.
He's fine. That's what he's saying right now. To himself.
Fine.
Absolutely fine.
Just keep it simple. Explosive. It's the only one that deals damage.
It does deal damage, and it's quite relevant.
Wait, nope.
Damage.
What about a knoll? You need to think about the knolls. I want a snake trap.
Quickly.
A snake trap.
McBanterFace never forgets a knoll.
What does that even mean? What does any of this even mean?
Fresh out of the oven.
Alright. Nice spicy bread. Back to 22, but the McBanterFace Hunter damage is mounting quite rapidly.
Draws second aim shot, which means Barrick will not pull the third spell, which is unfortunate.
I think he might be able to get there without the Barrack, or at least without the...
He's got to count damage. Does he have a 2-turn lethal?
So he has 8 on the board, puts his opponent down to 14.
And then aim shot hero power 7, and then aim shot hero power next turn is 7. So
yes,
but that's if he has 0 healing.
Right.
Ooh.
Cages.
Well,
No,
freezing
if
trap's
the minions-
also good.
Yeah, freezing trap's better. If the minions survive well enough to get you cages, you've won. And don't need the cages, kind of being my point.
Yeah,
That said, he does have Demon Companion and the Cub in hand, which might get ignored by Dimitri if he sneak onto the board quietly.
chose freezing trap. Okay. Now Dimitri knows that there's 2 aim shots in hand.
And the Viper is very late this party.
Yeah,
He's gonna have to do the
not that it
washing,
would have
I
been that
believe.
good. Spending 3 mana to get rid of like 1 charge of a Rinling's rifle. Is that even worth it? Probably not.
Seems unlikely.
Bigger problems here for Dimitri is that he's gonna die.
He's got Raised Dead into the Baker,
Okay, and then what?
and then he's got a Blast, yeah, like this.
This actually completes the quest. He only needs 1, I believe. Yep.
Cool. So that's healing him for 2, effectively.
Yep.
And he will be able to play Neophyte, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it might matter.
What if you just go double Neophyte this turn? Nah.
You've got to heal, I think.
Of the oven.
Yeah.
Plus, if you draw another Raised Dead next time, you might get more Bakers.
If he knew that was going to... Okay, he wanted efficient quest completion, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He gave up healing, immediate healing, because he would have Raised Dead Bakered first and got 1 more health, as opposed to bolting or blasting first. Because he just...
Oh, is that a freezing trap? Oof. That's a freezing trap, right?
Yeah, so he's...
You've got to kill the Baker.
Well, I mean, Dimitri has only ruled out open the cages, so him attacking with the Baker might, from his perspective, put more power on the board. Like, let's say it's Pack Tactics Snake Trap, or
The problem is,
Snake Trap Explosive.
I take your point and I raise you, what if he's dead to the board he can see anyway and has to take the chance?
Sure, yeah. It's a possibility as well.
I think McBanterFace probably needs to just get this off the board. Oh yeah, so if he kills it, he's giving away what it is.
Nah, ship it. Yeah. Because Dimitri would have to spend his whole turn, 6 mana,
Huh?
to heal up, and then McBanterFace has lethal through it because he got 10 from hand and
Okay.
8 on board. So he doesn't care. Yeah, wise choice. Very wise.
If in doubt, don't care.
Yeah. So right now we're looking for touch, Raised Dead.
Does he have to do this?
Yeah.
No, because he knows there's a quick shot.
No, he
then
he
hit.
knows there's a quick shot, and he knows there's an aim shot. He knows there's both. He knows there's 10 damage from hand because
So he's dead, yeah.
yeah. Or double quick shot, right? It could be double quick shot in hand. If he drew the aim shot. Yeah, the far left card could be a quick shot as well. So he knows there's either aim shot, quick shot in hand, because he only pulled 2 spells from it. Now he can't even play it.
Oh dear. Now he's got to Soul Rend and then concede after playing.
You get accustomed
Yeah,
to it.
sure.
Yeah, he's dead.
3-0 for McBanterFace. Huntering people once again, and you know, 9-3 record with this deck is still a small sample size, of course it is, but impressive stuff from a deck that not many people brought this week.
Yeah. And McBanterFace, this was his first Saturday, making it to his first Sunday as well, with the win 3-0 this week. And Dimitri, once again, gets real close. Not all the way.
He will. I think Dimitri's going to win one of these weeks before the end of the season. He's
really good.
I like how good he is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the issue was there. Like, you know, maybe we're blinded by
Drew no healing,
but
he didn't draw touch, he didn't draw
yeah, you know,
drain.
he just healed for a cool 19 that game, but sure, yeah, it didn't draw healing.
But he didn't get
Actually healed for 22 with the quest completion.
It's only 22. No, he didn't get the healing removal spells, though, which makes a big difference.
Yeah,
It takes the damage off the board permanently.
Yeah, it takes the damage off the board. If you're healing for 8, but you just leave 8 power on the board, you're healing for nothing. So, but that means McBanterFace dealt... Dimitri dealt 9 damage to his own face, so 52 minus 9 is 43. McBanterFace dealt 43 damage that game. Pretty good.
It's a lot of damage. And I think he had more to come as well if he wanted it. So, nice work. And